Hey, listener, welcome back for another deep dive with us.
It's getting cold out there, so
Yeah,
could
we thought
rain.
we'd,
Bring a little winter in
yeah, let's get cozy and
to the studio.
talk about some snow.
Exactly.
Today we're diving into a French poem.
Ooh la la,
I know, right? It's called La neige tombe,
which means
which means the snow falls.
okay.
And, even if you don't speak French,
Yeah,
I think we can all appreciate the beauty of poetry,
absolutely.
especially something like this.
Imagery, the sounds, the emotions.
Yeah, and this poem, it starts right off with that title,
La neige tombe.
La neige tombe,
Yeah.
the snow falls.
Yeah, and it keeps coming back, doesn't it?
It does. It's repeated throughout the whole poem.
Like it's falling and falling.
Yeah, almost like a...
Steadily,
Yeah,
constantly.
what's that? Like a...
Hypnotic.
Yes, hypnotic.
Yeah, it's like that steady rhythm of the snowflakes coming down. You can almost feel yourself getting lulled into that stillness.
Right, that quiet peacefulness.
Exactly.
And then later on in the poem, there's this line that really stood out to me.
Oh, yeah.
Où sont des sapins? Or are they fir trees? It's like the speaker is questioning what they're seeing.
Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? Everything's covered in snow.
Right.
And it makes you wonder,
Like, has the snow transformed them? Or are we seeing them differently?
Yeah, like what's real and what's imagined.
It's almost like a little bit of mystery,
Yeah. And I think that plays into the whole idea of how snow can change our perspective.
Like a fresh way of looking at things.
Absolutely.
And speaking of perspective, this poem has some really vivid imagery.
Oh, yeah. It's beautiful.
It talks about the snow staining the bright, dull green foliage with its white dust understanding.
White dust understanding. Wow.
Yeah, such a striking phrase.
It really makes you think, doesn't it?
Yeah. I mean, white dust, that makes sense. It's that powdery snow, but understanding.
Right. It's like the snow is personified.
Like it has its own thoughts and feelings.
Yeah. Exactly. And then there's that contrast between the bright, dull green of the leaves and the pure white of the snow.
Yeah, so visually powerful.
Like a painting.
Mm-hmm. And then the poem shifts a little bit.
Oh, how so?
It moves away from that bigger picture. The whole landscape.
Yeah.
And it focuses in on these smaller details.
Oh, interesting.
Like it talks about large white patches, heavy and dense, in each hollow of hands, in each open flower bed.
I like how it brings in the human element.
Yes. Suddenly it's not just about the snow falling from the sky, it's about how we experience it up close.
Feeling it in our hands, seeing it gather in the flower beds.
And I find it interesting that the poem uses the word forgetting here.
Forget it.
Forgetting large white patches.
Yeah.
It's almost like we're so caught up in these little details that we forget about the bigger picture for a moment.
Lost in the wonder of it all.
Exactly.
That's beautiful.
And then the poem moves to the final stanza and things take another turn.
What happens there?
Well, it describes the snow as this soft and warm coat made of tender and dancing snowflakes.
Interesting how the poem goes from that feeling of weight and density
Big and depth.
to something light and delicate.
Yeah, and almost comforting.
That contrast is really striking.
It is. And then it all builds to this powerful ending.
The crescendo.
Yes. The poem repeats the phrase, c'est beau, it's beautiful, 4 times.
4 times.
Yeah. Each time with a little variation.
Like it can't get enough.
Right.
It's
Everything is beautiful. Everything is too beautiful. Everything is so beautiful.
The speaker is overwhelmed with the beauty of it all.
Yeah, completely in awe.
It gives me chills just thinking about it.
So, listener, we've taken a look at how this poem, La Neige Tombe, uses repetition to create this hypnotic effect.
Like we're right there watching the snowfall.
And how the vivid imagery, those contrasting colors.
The white dust understanding.
Yes, they really bring this winter scene to life.
And of course, that evolution of the speaker's emotions from that initial sense of wonder to the overwhelming awe at the end.
It's quite a journey.
It really is.
But now we want to turn it over to you, listener.
Yeah.
How does this poem make you feel about snow?
Does it evoke a sense of peace and tranquility?
Or maybe something completely different?
We encourage you to seek out the full poem and experience its beauty for yourself.
Who knows, maybe it'll even inspire you to bundle up and take a walk in the snow.
That sounds lovely.
Until next time, listener, happy reading.
And stay warm out there.
Au revoir.
Au revoir.